minutes for people to come in. I am so excited to show you these salads. I think the reason why I am so excited is that the salads themselves are just delicious, but the dressing that I use is so, both of them, and it is are so delicious that you will want to use it as a dressing for any other salad. So I'll tell you about that. And the third salad that I'm going to do is very special because, as I said, there is a secret ingredient that I put in there, that I throw in there, that makes such a difference. And it's crunchy and healthy and just delicious. And it gives you that feeling in your mouth because, a salad is lovely. But with that, it makes it a really consistent, full meal. And I do that. I use that all the time. I'll tell you at the end because it's very simple. I do that on a regular basis, but you have to know about this ingredient. So I'm just going to wait for more people to come in. Hi, everybody. So, one thing I wanted to tell you, and I'll repeat it for those who come a little later, is today was going to be all about love. It is, it's always about love. But I was going to have my Natalia join me. But Natalia is my little hippie girl. She's my fourth. And she is all about love and peace and flowers. And she's out there and not so much about technology. So when we tried this earlier, she just couldn't join. So I'm going to have to do it by myself, which is okay. It goes with her personality. She actually is a great cook, and I love cooking with her. So it would have been a treat. But we will do it later when she gets her act together, when I can help her live, with her phone in hand. So no Natalia today, but I have a little surprise. I may have a cameo appearance from Gabe that a lot of you got to know when I did my Mediterranean couscous salad. Ah, and in fact, I will remind you about that salad toward the end because if I hadn't presented it already, I would have definitely shown it today. Perfect for the 4th of July, very festive. And you can make it any way you want as long as you follow one particular rule about how to make the dressing. Again, no cooking dry couscous. I'll remind you of it. You can go see it. I did it live with Gabe a couple months ago. I have the recipe on Cuisinicity, so you can get to it. What was I going to say? I also, what I was thinking to do is this time, because oftentimes I don't see your questions as they're happening because I'm busy cooking. So I'm thinking that what I'll do after each salad, I'll pause for a few minutes and I will look at your questions and I'd love to answer them because I think that's what it's all about, doing uh, live cooking, with all the problems that ensue or the questions that you have. I'd love to answer that. So we'll do that as well. And I am going to start in a couple minutes. If already some of you have some questions for me, um, I'd be happy to start answering them. Well, I can also tell you that the other surprise I have, some of you probably know her from Cuisinicity. She has come and cooked with me before on Cuisinicity, and it's my Tati Dandan, my French auntie. She's 80 years old and full of pepper and energy. You'll see, I mean, she dances to everything, including food. She's a foodie. She is really wonderful, and it's a privilege to have her here today. So later I will introduce you. Pas encore. I'm just waiting for some people, and we're going to start in just a couple minutes. Oh, there are the dogs. The first salad that I'm going to make, I think, is my grilled corn salad. And the reason why I want to talk about that is that people rave about it. And it always amazes me because it's very simple. Uh, Probably it's the dressing that's so wonderful with lemon and fresh mint. Que ça sent bon. Mm. Et, and then a little red onion, lemon, and olive oil, and that's delicious. But what makes it unique, and it's worth the time, is I grill my corn. I grill my corn. I don't just open up a can of corn. I don't just get a frozen kernels. I grill my corn on the cob, and it makes all the difference in the world. um, barley, barley. So I think I'm going to start. Let's see. So for those of you who just came in, unfortunately, Natalia will not be able to join me today because, in line with her personality of being just lovey-dovey, peaceful, love, kindness, community, peace, she's not so good with technology, and we were not able to to make the connection with live. So we'll have to do it at another time. She has been such a fan of my cooking, and she's the reason why I created Cuisinicity, because she loved my cooking so much, and she encouraged me to make this website. So I wish she could be here, but she can't be, so that's okay. So we're going to start with corn, and I'm going to grill it for you. And so I want to show you. Oh, I'm doing it backwards. So there it is. So first thing first, I love to use a grill pan. And those of you who know me, that's the one thing that I would say you need in a kitchen, a grill pan. Why? Because it has those ridges in between, and you get the grilling feeling like in a restaurant, whether it's corn or shrimp or chicken or any vegetable. And it doesn't accumulate the moisture, so it repels with the heat the actual vegetable or whatever you put on there, and it gives it those grill marks. It's just absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to heat up my grill pan, and I've already made several corns because I didn't want to wait. It's going to take 8 to 10 minutes to do it, so I'm going to wait for my pan to be nice and hot, and then I'm going to put that on there. I'll show you as I go. It's really simple. 8 10 minutes. So I didn't want you to wait while I cook them, and so I cooked some of them already. So about um, 8 ears of corn, and all you do, let me just, and there are some concoctions and gadgets you can use, but you don't really need it. I use a knife, and that's it. Look at that. And I swear to you, it makes a difference to grill it like this, because it really gave that smoky southwestern beautiful uh, taste that is so particular to this salad. So I like to put the thicker end at the bottom and stand it up, and that's it. Just, I mean, you can already tell, I think, the fact that some of them are not burnt but grilled, it gives it that smokiness. And they're plenty cooked. They're perfectly cooked, but they're not like boiled corn or corn in a in a can, or it really makes a difference. So there we go. And oh, by the way, and by the way, what I'm going to do now that my pan is nice and hot, it's nice and hot. I'm going to put my other corn to show you how I did it. I mean, it really is nothing. Of course, you husk the corn and you put it on there. And you'll see as I go, it will get those little charred parts. And I'm just going to, as I go, turn it over. And at the end, just to make sure that they're perfectly cooked, I'm going to cover it. But for now, I'm just letting it cook. Now, no, because I didn't want to go on the other side, I'm using not the biggest stove flame. And yes, the corn is raw, completely raw. Look at this. You see, all I did is husk it. Good question. I husk it. It's raw. You can't eat it. But grill. Okay, once it's cooked like this, then it's soft, and you know it's. I mean, you can eat it. Look at this. C'est bon. And it has that sweetness and also that smokiness that really makes a difference. So I'm going to show you some more. You see, it's not difficult. I used to be a little intimidated with, oh, but I'm going to cut the corn off of a cob, and it really is nothing. No oil either. Oh, wow, you guys are fantastic. No oil yet. And that's very important. With a grill pan, you start with a very hot pan. You put this in. I'm going to turn it. And then, only at the end, I'm going to put maybe 2 teaspoons drizzled over it. Really. And the reason why I love to use this kind of a jar, squeeze bottle, like a ketchup, you can get that at the supermarket, is that you really control how little you put on there. You don't need very much. It just gives it that, okay, so let me continue. Oh, this is good that I can see your questions as I go. And you notice I've done it both sides. I have done it on this side, and I do it on this side as well. So it doesn't really matter, no matter what. I do love to use a serrated knife. I think it does a better job. And I understand there are gadgets out there, but I tried them. It's just a gadget. It doesn't, there's no need for that. Okay. This would be a good time to ask me some questions. You guys have already asked me some fantastic questions that I know that I would get to eventually, but maybe I would forget. So this is great. Let me look at you guys to see. Can you hear me well and everything? Good. Good. So here I have 6 plus 2. I like to do 8 ears of corn, and it will serve 4 for a big salad, or 12 for a little tapas. I'll show you at the end. I love to serve this as a little refreshing appetizer. And my guest will tell you, we've done a wine tasting party with white wine. And this one, when I present it, and I will show you how I do it in um, a little container like this. How I present it with a little lemon on top and a little mint sprig is just beautiful. So this, let me show you. Already I have to start turning the corn. Now, you know what? I wish, let me do it on the right one, because this is much bigger. It's a bigger flame and it won't take as long. But again, you get the idea. What you do is you start no oil on a very hot grill pan, and then you, at the very end, put a little oil, olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Mind you, it's I was going to say something. I forgot what I was just going to say. Well, anyway, mind you, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to put this in a container for now. And it doesn't matter if some of them are touching. It's okay. It gives it more of that artistic, wonderful homemade feel to it. It makes such a difference. I cannot emphasize enough what a difference it makes to grill it this way first. So here you have it. I should have my other 2 in a minute. And now I'm going to make the dressing. So the dressing is very simple. It's fresh mint, a bunch, however much you want. I like, like a big bunch. Can you see? Oh, no, I did not. Let me just see. There we go. Ouh, ça sent bon. Tu sens que ça sent bon? Tati is watching me carefully, and she's smelling it already, kind of dancing around. Tati, tu veux venir? Okay, Tati is going to say hi to all of you. She's a little shy because she doesn't speak a word of English. But my sweetie, hi Tati, says Corinda. one of my daughters said hi to Tati. Tati, bonjour Tati. Bonjour Tati. Voilà Tati.
Elle est formidable.
Oh, she
Et
said,
de servir comme ça sans bon. C'est bon, c'est bon.
ah, tu sais, avec Tati, we dance all the time, hein, Tati? It comes. This is the dance from our home country originally from Algeria. And if there's no dancing, if there's no tush moving, we're not happy. And especially when we are tasting something we love. Merci Tati, merci. Alors, so I continue with my mint, fresh mint, and it smells lovely. You can do it really fine, or I personally love to have some leaves intact. Okay, and I'm not yet going to put it in my corn. I'm just going to put it in a measuring cup. Add one lemon, full lemon that you squeeze with the juice. Okay, can you see this? Yeah, one lemon, and you see. Oh, I know what I was going to say. The grill pan is really not expensive. You don't have to have a fancy creuset or anything. This one I've had for years, and I think I got it at the local Kohl's here, but like a Walmart or I don't know, TJ Maxx or even online. As long as, and it's not necessarily stick free. It's just those ridges are really important. So one lemon. Oh my goodness. And 1/4 cup extra virgin olive oil. Tu vois que c'est beau, Tati?
Oui, c'est magnifique.
Tu vois, hein? Alors, je mets ça.
Magnifique.
Then a little salt, not too much. You can correct it at the end. Then a little, you don't have to, this is optional, but I like to have a little color. So I like to put half a red onion. And I like not to have it too big. So I'm going to cut it in the middle here. I see I have a question. Let me see. I love my soft on grill pan. Oh, yes. Those grill pans are awesome. And they will last forever, Sylvia said. And absolutely. And I depend on them for everything. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I have my son making his cameo appearance. Gabriel. Gabriel.
It smells so good. So
Yes, it's the mint. It's the mint. You love this.
I do love the salad.
I mean, I think it is because of the way that I grill the corn. What do you think?
I mean, normally people boil corn. I love how I'm just bursting onto the scene here. Normally people boil corn, which is fine, but there's something to be said about the slight char flavor, almost a smokiness to it. And I don't know, the consistency too. Like boiled corn, it kind of bursts in your mouth. This is almost has some crunchy elements to it, but not really. It just has a little crispness. Is a better
crispness, but it's completely cooked. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it is completely cooked.
In fact, while I talk about it, let me show you my 2 corns that are being grilled over there. So you can. I usually use my hands, but you're starting to see the little jarred parts. Can you see them from there? It's not cooked yet. In a few minutes, I'm going to drizzle with a little olive oil, and it's going to make it just perfect. And then I cover it, and it'll be perfectly cooked. So now back to the dressing. And again, this dressing is fabulous for this recipe.
I was going to say, is there anything you want me to get rid of so the shot looks a little more?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. My goodness. Yes. So where am I here? Yes, I'm going to put the onion in here. And this dressing is perfect with a fresh corn, but it's wonderful for any other vegetable that you want to do, or salad. It's so good. It tastes like a Greek, something Greek with the lemon and the mint. It's so festive. So now all I do is put it with my grilled corn, all that. And look at this. Look at this. Tu vois que c'est beau, Tati?
Magnifique.
So, as I said, also, if you do it in the morning, the afternoon will be even better because it will have had all the chance to get all those beautiful flavors together. But let me show you how I love to also present it. Again, little, very little containers for appetizers, and they're so refreshing. It's so refreshing. So I do something like this. Okay, like this, and then I make some lemon half mousse. Like this. And look at this on a beautiful table. You have, 12, 15 of them all in a table, and everybody just dips in. They always go back for more. I never can make enough. I'm hearing my corn kind of pop over there. Let me show you more how it's doing. Okay, here is corn. See? It still needs to be a little bit more cooked. And I am now going to drizzle a little olive oil on it. And you'll see. That's it. That's it. That's all you need. Now, notice that this beautiful salad has 1 teaspoon something, has about 1 to 2 teaspoon on the corn. When I had 8 corns, I would drizzle 2 teaspoon. And in the actual salad, 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup. Absolutely wonderful. Tati, tu veux goûter?
Oui, bien sûr.
Tati is going to try it. So, tiens. Attends. Vas-y. Voyons, Tati. Ah, c'est bon? C'est délicieux. Et c'est différent parce qu'il y a le maïs qui est grillé. What makes it so special is that grilled corn. And I know those of you, I know who is here today, some of you who have tasted it for yourselves. I don't know why. I really get raving reviews of it. And people love it. So here's my first salad. And if you are to serve it for a 4th of July, what I love to do is I put it in a big, beautiful flat plate that I cover with Boston lettuce all around. And then I put this in the middle. It looks like a sunflower. It's as beautiful as it's delicious. So let me take a couple minutes to see if there's any questions. And later on, I will add my other corn. Any questions? Tu vois, les gens peuvent me poser des questions pendant que je suis en direct. Yes, I was just explaining to her that people from all over the country or the world can ask me questions and I can answer them live. And Tati is just amazed. No? Okay, so let me move to the next salad. Now, this salad needs a great introduction because when I first created this salad, I did not like kale. I did not like kale. I did not. Kale cooked, okay, but kale raw, don't even talk to me. I mean, it's too harsh, too chewy, too, oh my goodness, I have somebody from Holland. Hello, Herman. And j'ai quelqu'un d'Hollande. And it's chewy, and I don't like it. But I think I went to a restaurant once that cut it in very, very fine, and I created a dressing for it that takes away whatever bitterness there is to it, because I have apple cider vinegar and apple cider. Now that's another magnificent dressing that people love so much. You don't have to do it just with kale. You can do it with a regular spring, greens or tomatoes or whatever. Again, remember how I do this beautiful dressing. Let me first cut my kale pretty finely. Let me start. And again, I can't see your questions right now because I'm looking down. But right after I look up, I'd love to see if you have questions. So right now, I have to do this quite a bit because, you know, this is way too big still. I don't want to taste big leaves for this. It has to be very, very fine. Don't put it in a grinder because then it will be mush mush and it'll be, you know, green pesto kind of. No, you don't want that. You want to be able to have that beautiful kale, but you want it nice and fine. So you take a knife and, you know, maybe because I want to rush here, I will do it a little less than I normally do, but you get the idea. Tu vois, je le fais très petit pour que ça soit bien, ça soit délicieux. I'm telling her I am doing it really small so that you don't get that heavy chewiness. Okay, so let me put this in here for now. And here comes the magic. So the first is make sure your kale is very, very finely chopped. The second is the dressing. And the dressing is absolutely wonderful because of it mixes the acidity of the apple cider vinegar and the sweetness of apple cider. Now, apple cider, you know, if you don't drink apple cider or that's a lot of apple cider to get. What I do is I put it in a tray for ice cubes in 2 tablespoons and I freeze it. And when I need it, I take it out just one at a time. And that's all I need. So apple cider, don't waste it. You know, after you use it, put it in the freezer in a ice cube tray. So let me start. I'm going to show you. So first, I want 2 tablespoons of apple cider. 1, 2, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Make sure you mix it well because, you know, it gets the residue stays at the bottom. 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. 1, 2, 3. And 1/4 cup olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to put a little salt. And again, not very much. You can correct your seasoning at the end. Better to put less and to add some later on than too much. So here's the other beautiful thing that makes this salad just absolutely superb. I grate, where is it? Oh, an apple in this beautiful salad. So I'm going to put the dressing, again, apple cider vinegar, olive oil, and salt. I'm going to put it in with my kale. Okay. And now I'm going to grate my apple. I love to use a tart green apple, but you can use whatever apple you want. And use the coarse. You don't want too fine. So again, you don't need any fancy equipment here, just any kind of grater will do. And the sweetness and tartness of the apple will mix absolutely beautifully with the kale. I think you can already tell what kind of taste profile you're going to get. What I love about this salad, other than that, the fact that it's delicious, I use it as a build more salad. In other words, I use this, and then you can add little grated carrots, little grated radishes. You can even add a little whole grain, like quinoa, a little bit in there, and you get yourself a whole meal with the protein, the vegetables, the fruit. Absolutely lovely. So I finished my grated apple. And, oops, there we go. Let me show you. Grated apple. And it's not over. There is more to this. You start mixing. Tu vas voir, c'est délicieux, Dan Dan. C'est délicieux. It's delicious. Délicieux and delicious are very similar. In French and en français, délicieux, c'est delicious. Alors, so now, that would already be enough. But what I do, now I add some crushed hazelnut or walnuts or almonds, some kind of a wonderful nut or seed that are very, very good for you with the omega-3 fatty acids. Absolutely lovely. Some protein. I usually use hazelnuts. Today I didn't have any, so I'm going to use almonds, roasted unsalted almonds. And I'm just going to, oh, that's too much. I mean, you can do however you want, but I love to just kind of, I don't want it mush again. I want some of the almonds to be there, still, so they crack underneath your teeth. And they are so crunchy and delicious. There we go. And then you just put it over here. My goodness. It's a beautiful salad. Again, this salad for the 4th of July is so festive. It doesn't go bad. I mean, you put it in the refrigerator, but then it can stay at room temperature and be absolutely beautiful and delicious. But if you want to extend on it, you put some quinoa or bulgur wheat. You put it cold so it doesn't cook the kale. Absolutely delicious. Let me see if I didn't bring a fork, but I will try it with a spoon. So good. Délicieux, Dan. Très bien. Je crois que ça a besoin d'un petit peu de sel encore. It needs a little bit more salt. And that's it. Here we go. Now, before I go to my final one, which, I mean, it's so simple, but I love to share that with you because it's been a game changer for me. Now, I went through a phase, menopause and all, where I needed to lose a little weight. But I don't want to be deprived. I hate the feeling of, I like salads, but, I don't want to have a salad for lunch all the time. Well, I came up with this salad with this ingredient that makes it so delicious and so filling and satisfying. You ready? I will tell you last. I'm going to first get some whatever greens that I have. So today I'm going to do a little baby spinach. And I do it so often that I do it just for myself. Like this is just one serving. And you can go ahead and have as much spinach as you want because that's not what's going to be caloric. Nothing, actually. There's going to be some nuts that will be caloric, but that's it. So the spinach. Then I put a little feta. You don't have to, but I love that little feta taste. A little walnut just to give it that wonderful protein and omega-3 beautiful fattiness, but also for the protein. And it's just delicious too. And a little goes a long way. When I put like 4 halves. And then I will put whatever fresh fruit I want. Not very many. Either strawberry or a pear or apricot or an apple. What's beautiful about that is in this one dish, in this one salad, you will have the greens. Leafy greens are so good for you. So the vegetables, you have the fruit, you have the nuts and a little bit of the cheese. You don't have to do the cheese. And the final thing, drum roll, and you're not going to believe it, Tati. Tu vas pas en croire qu'est-ce que c'est. It's so simple. I put heritage flakes from Nature's Path. The reason why I love these is they're very low in sodium, very low in sugar, and very high in fiber. They're a whole grain. So I put what? Maybe a little bit more than that. I'll show you. And in fact, so you understand how much I love this, I have, are you there? I have a jar always on the counter of heritage flakes. I also have a jar of oats but this lives on our counter because we have it as a cereal. But I love to add it to my salads. Really, I mean, this is ridiculously simple. It makes a difference. Then you put a little olive oil, a little drizzle. That's maybe 1.5 teaspoons. A little balsamic vinegar or apple cider vinegar or white wine vinegar, whatever you like. I like balsamic. A little salt. Where's my salt? And there you have it. Oh no, I forgot my strawberries. My strawberries too. It's also absolutely beautiful to see, and it's so enticing. But it's just delicious, and you feel like you're really having a full in the mouth kind of a salad. You don't feel deprived, and you get all those wonderful flavors. Here, I'll just put 2 strawberries, and look at that. Absolutely delicious. And the crunch makes such a difference. And it's also very filling because it's whole grain with lots of fiber. So those are my 3 salads that I absolutely love. The 4th one, which I won't show you today, but I urge you to go look at my live or my recipe, is my Mediterranean couscous salad. I have presented this one in Sicily, of all places, to Italians, and they loved it. And the reason why is you use dry couscous, not cook. You put one juice of 1 orange, a juice of 2 lemons, little turmeric to give it that beautiful color, little salt. You throw it into the dry couscous, no cooking, no boiling, no nothing. And it will really make each grain beautifully cooked and beautiful, just not mushy or anything like that. And then you add whatever vegetables you want, peppers and tomatoes and cucumbers. And depending on what citrus fruit you use, lime or lemon or orange, or even apple cider vinegar to give it that acidity. And depending on what ingredients you put, I do chickpeas or black beans. And depending on what fresh herbs you use, if I use mint, it's more Greek. If I use cilantro, it's more Mexican. And I love to throw in there my grilled corn. So that's it. That's it. So I want questions. Please, please, please. We have more time. I ran short today, I think, because I didn't have my Natalia. And so I have more time if you want to ask me questions. And I'm looking right now to see if there are questions for anybody. Actually, let me have Gabe. Hey, Gabe, do you want to come up and try some of the salads? Can you mix the spices? It depends. You're talking about my couscous salad. For that, yes, you can. You can, if you wanted Moroccan, I would put a little cumin. But usually I just put turmeric because turmeric gives it that beautiful color, not so much of a taste, but what gives it a taste is the fresh mint and the fresh. There it is. You want to get a fork?
Yes. That guy came running immediately.
Yes, he came running. He's, again, another fan of mine. Let's see. Thanks. Oh, Nanette, thank you so much. Okay, let me mix it a little bit because I just added some salt. And usually, as you know, I put hazelnuts in there. But this is my kale salad with the apple.
Did you ever show them this?
Oh, yeah,
How
yeah.
beautiful.
That is just beautiful.
The purple of the onion, the green of the, what is that, mint?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
fresh
the green
mint.
of the mint, the corn, the little char.
Yeah. So come.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well, one thing at a time here.
Yeah, you have the thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Mmm.
That's kale. And I used to not like kale.
That's so good.
Right? And then finally, this one is the one with strawberries, walnuts, and my wonderful heritage flakes.
Aside from apple cider vinegar, what else in there makes it kind of sweet and?
The apple cider.
Yeah. Apple cider.
And there is a grated apple too. Come
Delicious.
closer.
Okay.
Closer.
Sorry.
This one, sorry. You notice I'm not doing it myself. I'm letting you do that. This, right? With the heritage flakes, with a crunch.
I've never tried it before. That's great.
No. And I told everybody, drum roll. This is gonna be it's a game changer for me because when I was on a diet, I needed to lower my calories.
Yeah.
And I didn't like massaging. I have to answer that question. Adding the heritage flakes, Nature's Path heritage flakes makes all the difference in the world because you feel like you're biting into it.
It's more substantial.
Someone just asked if I need to massage the kale. It's a beautiful question. I've seen that before where you literally have to kind of massage it, literally. But because because it's me and I don't like taking too much time doing stuff, I didn't. I skip it, and I don't think it makes a difference.
What did you skip?
Massaging it. Apparently, with a kale before you use it, you massage it. I think with olive oil or something. I don't. The trick is to make sure. Is to make it really, really fun. Where can you get the recipe? On cuisinicity.com. Cuisine and simplicity, cuisine and authenticity, cuisinicity.com. And it's called apple kale salad. It's called grilled corn salad. I didn't even write this recipe because it's so ridiculous. You can use whatever you want as long as you have some greens. Here it's baby spinach, some nuts. Here it's walnuts, but you can use hazelnuts or sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds, pepitas, and a fruit or half a fruit, pear or apricot would be lovely, especially when it's not too ripe because it's a little acidity. And then these beautiful flakes. Don't use cornflakes because cornflakes usually they have added salt or added sugar, and they're not so high in fiber. And you want fiber. Fiber really fills you up.
I was going to say also, I used to work at a salad place, so I know what bad kale and good kale tastes like. Sometimes kale can be a little dry and a little bitter for most people. Something that's nice about this salad is that something about the sweetness and the liquid element, I guess, of the vinegar and the apple cider, it kind of takes away some of that crunch of the kale and makes it, I don't know, it just makes it for a refreshing experience.
I agree. And
it keeps well.
And it keeps well. Again, imagine, so for the 4th of July, I'm going to do all these salads. I don't know that I'm going to make this one because this one is one I do for myself usually. But I'm also going to make the Mediterranean couscous salad, which Gabe and I did live. Yeah. I really recommend you watch. Here it is.
I tried a bite of this off screen. I want to just reiterate how good this is. I want to eat this whole thing, but I know we probably all going to be sharing it. But have you tried this?
No, I didn't. Okay. But I know it. But I love it. Did I put enough salt?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's supposed to be all that salty.
C'est bon.
It's really good.
Again, that grilled corn taste, the lemon, the mint, and feel free to use these dressings for other salads. It's amazing. I mean, you can also put, what would be lovely in this? Pomegranate seeds. Yep. Oh my goodness. In any of them, it also gives it that beauty. But as I was saying, for my grilled corn salad, I love to serve it on a big flat plate. I put lots of green leaves, like Boston lettuce, really bright green. Then I put this in the middle like a mound, and it looks like a sunflower. Right?
Yeah, and it works well hot or cold.
Yeah.
I mean, any temperature, it's
right.
It's more refreshing cold to me because the mint, you expect it to be cold.
God,
but the corn can come right off the grill, and as long as you're not burning your hands cutting it, you can have it hot.
You see now this corn. Remember the corn that I cooked before? You could eat it right off the cob. It's soft. It's not. But I started it raw. Somebody asked me the question: do you boil it?
You don't boil it at all.
Raw, and it's so good. It's a little hot, so I don't want to burn my hands. But you could cut it and add it to this. I'm going to do it later.
Some people have those little tools you could put at either end of the cob to cut it. If you're really dying to eat this super quickly kind of thing, you could do that.
Right.
But it's honestly just as good either way. I think cold maybe even a little better.
Yeah.
Maybe you give it some time to sit in the fridge just for that extra
And then all the mixtures,
marinade,
marinade of
exactly,
the mint and the lemon. It is so superb. So if I don't have any more questions,
I'm gonna get out of your hair. But thank you for letting me enjoy the fruits of
thank
your labor.
you. This is my game.
Yeah, I highly recommend every recipe that you do here is easy. I think the hardest one has been the burger one that you should do
the
without.
veggie
It's
burger.
just a little more involved. This, the couscous salad, a bunch of other things. Your summertime is gonna be all set.
Because it's hot today, and I don't like to cook when it's hot. That's why I recommend that couscous salad. I mean, the kale as well. The corn required me cooking, so I'm actually schwitzing.
If you have a grill outside, though, grilled corn.
Grill corn.
Yeah, it's even better if you have some smoky flavor to it, almost just as another flavor.
Okay.
Experiment. Anyway,
well,
good eating, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Bon appetit. And I am so happy you could join me. I'm so sorry that Natalia couldn't be with us today, but she was with us in spirit, and I know she will be back another time. Come back for another live. I'm so happy to share all this with you, and I send you all my love. Bon appetit.